Hey there, Sarah here, Next Gen Medium. I'm all about letting people know that you too have psychic medium abilities. And I do that with my Reddit answers videos. I do here on YouTube, and I do it with my website, nextgenmedium.com. Lots of opportunities for you to learn how to do it yourself. And I have a podcast that people like. It's called Next Gen Medium Podcast, where I kind of give you the rundown of how it worked for me to get to that point and pass along what I think could be helpful for people to see things from my point of view that might trigger things for you to recognize this stuff in yourself. So today we're going to, where's my thing? Here it is. All right, so we got a couple questions here. Well, this is only one question. We're going to the subreddit of psychic. I love this question because what started me off in this whole journey was I would go to gallery readings. What gallery readings are is when a medium has an audience in front of them and the medium goes one by one through the audience. It really depends on how many people are there and how much time. But it was always like 2 hours for me when I would go to the medium readings that I regularly would go to. When I say regularly, I mean once or twice a year. That's kind of how often I would go to do sort of a checkup. I kind of called it a check-in. And some years I wouldn't go. In some years, I would go maybe 3 times, but I always felt like I was pushing it if I did it 3 times. Was I 100% secure in that this stuff was for real? No. But there were things that came up through the years that was like, that just seems improbable that that person could say that, and then to see kind of things happen. I remember one particular reading. The woman said, I see you in a new car, and I think it's going to be about a month. And she gave me a time range. And it was like, well, there's no way that I'm going to get a new car because I can't afford cars. And I'm not looking for a car. And there was nothing in my life at that time that was like, I need a new car or I need to go buy a new car. I have a car. And weeks later, I ended up hitting a deer on the interstate, going really fast, and totaled my car. So yeah, I had to get a new car. Luckily, it was totaled so I could go get a new car. And luckily, I was fine in the accident. The deer, not okay. But that is just an example of one of the things that has transpired for me to go back and to consider what people are saying to me. Sometimes I would walk away going, I didn't really feel that one, or I don't really feel like I got a lot of information out of the reading that I had. Those readings are usually 10 minutes long, so it's not like a one-on-one where you have an hour and this person's really focusing on your energy and your people and all this stuff. But it was a way for me to dip my toe, to do a check-in, but not get too close with this being a reality. Okay, so there's a little backstory, long little backstory, and an example of one of the things that I've come across where what was said was something of, that doesn't make any sense to my reality right now. With time, maybe 2, 3, 4 months, or 2, 3, 4 weeks later, became a huge thing in my life at that time, and very specific. So, but also, showing the improbability of that happening in the time span that that person said, that's pretty incredible. And there's something to mediumship and psychic stuff. And what I bring to the table is that, yeah, I went to a person to go do that. I wasn't a true believer. But when I took a class on this stuff, it opened up the door, and now I understand that I can do this stuff, and I, from my own personal understanding, cannot fathom that I am one of few. I think everybody can do this. With that being said, let's go to the question. How to quit waiting around for the predicted good things to come your way. And this is a question from somebody saying, hey, I got good things on a reading, and like, how do I not wait around for those things to happen? So let's go into the discussion here. Hi, everyone. I had an online psychic reading back in September who told me the following. I'm seeing a love coming your way around the new year. January, February stands out to me. I see you being away when you two meet. I see you with friends, and he with friends too. I see you guys all away together. He is tall, a bit goofy, big head of hair, thick and dark, light eyes, and a big laugh. I actually feel he's a country boy at heart and will be very nature-oriented. I think his parents even live on a farm too. Everything feels to be very country here. I'm just wondering, how do I stop myself from comparing every date I go on, every man I meet, to this criteria, and thinking that things aren't worth pursuing because this is what I was told? Also, is it normal for people to seek a second opinion to see if another person with psychic abilities will read the same thing? Thank you in advance. Heart emoji. Okay. Yeah. That's a nice thing to hear, isn't it? I had something like that when I was younger, too. I think the first psychic I ever went to, psychic medium, was at a bookstore. And he said that there were going to be kind of like 3 loves of my life. And they were all going to be J names. Did I go through my adolescence picking out guys with J names? No, I didn't. I took it and I said, that's interesting. And then I lived my life. And that's kind of how you have to go about doing your thing. There are plenty of things I've received even recently that's like stuff I can look forward to transpiring. And it's hard when it comes to love. It is hard because that is a person and they give you so much detail that it's hard to set your ambitions on something that doesn't fit that mold that you were given. I actually think they kind of did a disservice, but you were the one that asked for the reading. So a love coming your way around the new year. I'm taking a look at the wording because as a psychic medium, I am aware of misinterpretation. So this person seems to be pretty straightforward with, this is someone that you love. There are many different kinds of love. Around the new year, gives very specific details on what the person looks like, even where they're kind of from, even that their family is from sort of the country area. So I guess the question to you is, are you 100% that that person is right on? What if they're wrong? And that's kind of how I've pursued things through my journey. Because even though I would go to gallery readings and I would, have that 10-minute reading for me from a psychic medium, I would take it with me. I would think about it, but I didn't use it as a map because I'm the one that creates the map, And so I would also say that the amount of energy that you put into worrying about it might work against you. What does that mean? That means if you want love so badly that you might repel it away from you. So, something to consider, and this is a life experience thing, right? I want to be in love so bad. I want to be in love. I want to have that other individual that has that reciprocation of desire and lust and appreciation and just feeling in love just feels good, you know? Something to consider is that when you want something so bad, and this is sort of universal laws of energy, there could be a reaction of love being repelled away from you because you want it so bad. Think of it like the guy that was in love with you when you were in middle school, but you just weren't attracted to him. What was one of the reasons why you weren't attracted to him? Now, the way I'm saying this is kind of giving more to the story, right? So he's sending me love notes. He looks at me a certain way. He is really seemingly desperate to get my attention. And how does that make you feel? It's kind of a put off, right? Why do girls want the bad boys? Because the bad boys aren't that into them, right? So there's something about that repelling because of the want, the need. And I would consider that aspect of energy, law of energy, going into this realm of desire and love. It's actually something that is beyond relationships. It's even, I want money so bad, and then it doesn't come to you because you want it so bad. There's something there that's like you haven't worked through something to understand the value of that because you just want it so bad. You can look more into that with your internet deep dives. We all do. So I was just wondering, how do I stop myself from comparing every date I go on, every man I meet to this criteria? Enjoy your time. Enjoy their company. Just because you're looking at a blonde guy with no hair, or I guess that doesn't make any sense. You're looking at a bald guy with dark hair and is very put together and mature and whatever, kind of, urban, doesn't mean you won't have a good relationship with that person. That could start a business relationship. That could start a friend that could be very valuable. So I guess, what is it that you want out of love? I guess that's the big question. And thinking that things aren't worth pursuing because this is what I was told. What if they're wrong? Possible to get your information crossed. What if this person is someone you love, but the relationship doesn't work out? So just because you're told that this is a love coming your way, is it the one? Is it one that's going to teach you something for that long-time relationship that you may be seeking, looking for? And is it normal for people to seek out a second opinion to see if another person with psychic abilities will read the same thing? Yes, it is normal. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. especially if you go to someone and you've never done this stuff before. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And you might find that you need to kind of look around, shop around to find the psychic that's right for you, psychic medium that's right for you. And sometimes it's the information they give. I would say that's really the big thing. The information they give that makes you feel invested in their skill. But I'm here to say you can have that skill all on your own. And you know what? Once you do have that skill all on your own, for me, I'm unable to see stuff for my future and or what's to come. But I will go to psychic mediums. I still like to go to gallery readings because I like to see what people say. I'm interested. I like to be in the room to see how other people react to their messaging. There's something that's really energizing to me about that. But I would say if you're open to exploring that yourself, that you might be able to do this stuff on your own and not have to go to somebody. And meditations could be the way to go about doing that. Just allowing whatever comes through, come through. But as a psychic medium, someone that's become more spiritual, more connected, there are things that are said in medium readings and psychic medium readings that get me excited about the future. What those specifics are is something that I keep in my mind. And I think of it as I have built a trajectory through the energy that I use, through the intention that I have, that is going to get me to a place that could look like sort of what's been given to me as information. But in the end, I have my own goals that I want to achieve. And if something comes along that needs to have me go off course a little bit, okay, fine. If I can't meet my goal, then why not? And sometimes, and nowadays I don't feel so committed to goals, because what I've grown to realize is that the relationships that I've built and that I have, that I maintain, is really the priority of my energy. And all the fun things that I want to do in the future that I'm building right now, these are ways that I want to build possibility for myself. So at a later time when I decide, you know what, I'm all done with Next Gen Medium for now. I'm going to move on to this business that I set up for podcasting, help people with their podcast stuff. It's sort of like, well, it's always been in my possibility, and I'm feeling like this is the right move to make. Trusting in my intuition and moving forward. I like to provide myself with possibility. So when I feel like I'm moving in a certain direction that doesn't feel right, then it's like, you know what, hold up. I think I'm going to explore this for a little while. And maybe it'll come right back around. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here. Sorry. So there's my answer. How do you quit waiting around? You just live your life and enjoy the people that are around, because that's what's most important. But I don't blame you for feeling and doing the things that you're doing. And hey, maybe you can stop dating. Maybe this is a time for you to focus on what you really want and have sort of this security that whoever's coming down the pike is going to come to you no matter what. So how much faith do you have in it? I guess that's your decision to make. Good luck to you. And if you could update this thread in February-ish with what happened, what went down, that'd be cool. But if you want to get into this stuff, Next Gen Medium podcast or my website, nextgenmedium.com. I hope this helped you, and you can check out other videos that I have here that could help you too. In fact, subscribe. I do this every Monday, so that's when you'll see things drop. Hit that like button, bell, whatever. I don't do that, but I'm the worst YouTuber. I guess that's it. All right. Good luck to you.